So yeah, first of all, congratulations on
Thank you.
the win, of course, and Manager of the Month yesterday as well. You must still be on cloud nine a wee bit, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it was a hell of an end to the season. I mean, I always felt once we get players back, we'd be strong. But when we were 2-0 down at East Fife, at half time, I thought, we managed to get 2 goals back to draw, and then I think we won 7 and drew 1 of the next 8 games, scored about 25 goals and lost 2. So the funny thing was the 2 games with the schedule that we played on a Thursday after playing Saturday, Tuesday, we won 5-0 both of them against Montrose and Falkirk. So yeah, I mean the players were fantastic, and the month of April was just I've never known a month like it in my whole managerial career.
And what does that say about the group of players you had as well to go on and to be still performing at that level in April? Like you say, 10 goals scored in just those 2 games. In terms of that group of players you've got, how proud are you of how they performed across the piece? Yeah,
listen, I'm exceptionally proud. I mean, I always felt the criticism of them at the first few months of the season was a wee bit over the score. There were certain games that we missed so many chances, and at that point, I think we had 5 knee operations, and we were something like 10, 11, 12 players out for certain games, certainly 7 or 8 in every game. So once they got back, I think Key was getting Rudden fit, who finished the season really strongly, and Bell and Tiffany coming in made a huge difference. But every one of them played their part, and you had to rotate the squad a certain way. Albeit there's some, Richard Foster, for example, 35, 36, he played every minute of every game. He was outstanding. So I was very proud of all of them.
And you said you've never known a season like this in your managerial career. You're no stranger to know what it takes to get promoted, Championship, First Division. Where does this rank for you in terms of your achievement and what you've done throughout your career? Where was this one for you?
Well, listen, it's right up there. But just because of the nature of the season, it wasn't just us that went through what every club did because of the pandemic. I think I wouldn't go back into the things that happened, but I think certainly we were the worst hit out of any club in Scotland, and to show that mental strength to come through it and to win the league was pretty sensational. And there was times when it was tough, and it was the pandemic affects everybody in different ways, and but you certainly in the month of April, I tried to stay all the players really calm and recognise they were on the verge of doing something pretty special. And obviously there's the 50-year thing about when we won the Cup in 21, won the League Cup in 71. Now it's not that, but it's great for our supporters that we've won a trophy again, and we need to kick on next year to try and compete to win that league as well. There's another 9 clubs that would say exactly the same thing. That's the nature of the Championship. But in terms of what I've done, because it's part of Thistle and it's in the West End of Glasgow, it's certainly right up there.
And also, you talked about a little bit there about your treatment in terms of the end of last season, and we know that when you picked up the trophy, obviously the SFA, SPFL delegates were not welcome at Firhill. Was that, first of all, I guess, do you stand by that, and will that be something that's continued into next season, or was that in that moment that was symbolic for that moment?
No, absolutely. I've spoken. I think I've spoken enough about that. But the bottom line is, I said, if we manage to do something good next year, which will be very hard, then everybody's invited. All the SPFL guys and the SFA guys. It was a one-off thing, and because of the situation, and I think it's something we felt we had to do for supporters. It's not something we wanted to do. It's not, you don't want to do these things, but it's done now. There's a line underneath it and we move on. And
looking ahead to next season, and I know you'll be thinking about it already. What do you think? What do you hope, or what do you know this team's capable of as well? What are your aims for next year when you go back up?
Well, my aim is the same as every other manager in the Championship. It's to finish in the top 4. And if you finish in the top 4, you can finish first, second, third, or fourth. I think we need to sign 5 or 6 players, 3 or 4 maybe key players. I think we need to get some of our out-of-contract players organised. I don't think we need to go with the size of the squad we had, because that was done because we had so many games in a short period. But we certainly need some new faces. I'm very happy with the core of the team. I don't think the likes of Bannigan or Docherty, for example, of Darren Griff getting to prove in the Championship. I mean, Bannigan's played whatever amount of games in the Premier League, so's Richard Foster. So I'm very happy with the core of the team, but like every other manager, we need to make additions, and they've got to be the right ones.
And particularly in terms of the areas of your team you'll be looking to strengthen, are there any areas in particular that you're looking to?
Yeah, centre back, midfield and striker and full back, and if we manage to get maybe 6 new faces in the door, as long as they're the right ones, I'll be really happy. And
also, I wanted to ask you this morning, we found out last night about the Colts situation in the Lowland Leagues. I was hoping to get your thoughts on that as well, and whether you think that is going to be beneficial to the pyramid structure in Scotland.
Well, I've not really thought about them going into the Lowland League, and I don't know what the end game is there, but I wasn't totally against them coming in League Two. I've had conversations with Stuart at Rangers about it, and from a selfish point of view, I can see it eventually evolving into maybe a reconstruction, and that's something that I think is needed, because there's 4, 5, 6 bigger clubs always in the Championship, and I think we need to give them a wee bit more. So I'm not sure in terms of it's a catalyst to creating better footballers for the national team. I'm not sure about that, but I think there's pros and cons. There should be discussion there, and people who don't vote for it, well, why didn't you? And people who do vote for it, then why? And you can open up the debate and see if it's worthwhile moving forward. I know it works in other countries, but in the west of Scotland, there's a lot of people that are a wee bit wary of our 2 big clubs. I'm not, I've got to say. So yeah, I mean, it looks like it may happen. I just don't know what if it's just for one season, whether they can go up or not. I don't know. So I think in principle there's an idea there that's good, but it needs kind of evolved.
Brilliant, Ian. Thank you. Congrats once again, and thanks a lot for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.